Hey guys, what's up? Blacker Bricks here, back with another video. Now, this is the beginning of a sort of mini-series where I kind of discuss the ins and outs of LEGO Ideas program. Now, in this series, I will be making 3 videos. So, 2 for the actual LEGO Ideas projects, and 1 for the LEGO Ideas contests. So this video is going to be released on January 27th. The second video, which will be detailing all the sets from 2018 to now, will be released on the 29th of January. And then the final with the contest will be released on the 31st. So each one with a day in between. Now this first video is going to be reviewing over all of the LEGO Ideas projects, both the project design and the final official design from 2008 to 2018. Now I know it's sort of weird how I chose the time. It's just 44 projects in total, so I did 22 before and 22 after. So you can tell that the volume has gone up quite a bit recently. So really, we have a total of 22 projects all the way up to March of 2018. So this is the first one ever. This is set 21100. And I know a lot of you probably are wondering, well, wow, I maybe haven't seen this, or I never saw it in stores, and that's because this was actually a Japan exclusive. Now, for those of you living in Japan, that's awesome. Maybe some of you have it or know someone that does. This was actually the first set. Now, when this was produced, it actually wasn't called LEGO Ideas, it was called LEGO Kuso. So this is the official image, and you can see that while there are some small differences, it's almost identical. So they really kept a lot of the stuff, and I think they did a fantastic job with the set. Very good job to the designer as well. This was the next project. I believe also came from a Japanese designer. This was set 21101, still Kuso, and I will definitely let you know when they switched over to the whole ideas thing. These were the official images. You can tell now that there were a couple of differences. These are the grill bricks, so they did some snot building, whereas these were tiles. And there were some slight differences in this, but in general it looked fairly similar. And you can tell that this is a fairly recent set just by the fonts, or something that we know. Now this is a very monumental build. So this was set 21102. Now this is the project design, and when I searched up the official images, I was also sort of confused and like a big, I wouldn't say concerned, but so there were actually 4 projects first created. There's 21102, 21005, 6, and 7. And I know it's all over the place. It's quite strange, to be honest, but these 4 sets were created as a result of this set. And after that, as you probably know, a huge Minecraft theme was spawned. So an interesting thing that's actually in the rules of LEGO Ideas is if a theme comes out as a result of your Ideas project, you will not get paid for it. So the 1% of the money that goes towards the creator as a LEGO Ideas project does not go if it turns into a theme. So in a way, I guess the person that created this can feel good that they spurred a whole theme, and sort of bad that they missed out. Regardless, here's the next project, 21103. I also believe this one came from Japan. And this is the Back to the Future DeLorean. I apologize, I'm not familiar with the names of all these other sets. This looks like it's the Hayabusa, and this is a submarine. I'm not sure the exact name. I can't really read Japanese, so I can't tell you the name of that set. So yeah, this was the project design. You can see the biggest difference were the minifigures' faces. They were changed to the, I guess, sort of classic minifigure style. And the vehicle stayed fairly similar, actually. This design over here with the angles was genius. And yeah, it stayed pretty faithful to that build, thankfully. This was 21104, and you can see that the numbers were sort of all over the place, right? The Minecraft one was 2, 5, 6, and 7. And then this was 3, and then this was 4. So this was, I think, the Curiosity rover? Yes, I remember this was featured in the LEGO Brickumentary, if any of you guys are familiar with that film. This was still part of Kuso. This was number 5. I guess they counted all the Minecraft sets as one. This came with 295 pieces. Really genius idea with the whole tires, the waves aligned so that even when it goes over terrain, the body still stays 100% flat. So very cool idea there. Now this is really interesting. There's a bit of, I guess, not controversy, but some interesting stories that have to go with this build. I am honestly not 100% familiar. What I do know is date-wise, this building and this all came before the official set was revealed, right? So Lego actually made a Ghostbusters firehouse, but it was never really linked or associated with this. Although the design is quite similar, they never really gave this person credit. They did create the Ecto one itself as a vehicle, and they have recreated it recently. But when they made this into a building, it was never associated with Lego ideas. So this is what the project turned out to be. So the interesting thing here is you can see that now we have the Lego Ideas logo, right? This is actually the first time we are seeing this compared to this, right, Kuso? If we just look at it product number wise, 21108. So that's still just going up, ascending. So I found that to be sort of interesting. Here we have another one, 21109. This is the exosuit. Again, we see the Lego Ideas theme or logo down there. And another one, this is by creator Alaterial. This is the female minifigure set. Quite a bit of difference here between the original and the final. I mean, not that this was a bad build. It's just that it was fairly simple as far as ideas go. They stayed faithful, but they added a lot more too. So an interesting thing I noticed is the difference in number. So we went from 211 to 21110 to 21301. So this is the bird set. This is also with the Lego Ideas logo. So really, it was between the I think the Back to the Future and the Ghostbusters where they changed over to Lego Ideas. This was really a very cool set. I think this was actually the first set I ever saw in Lego Ideas. I wasn't really too familiar with it before, but I remember this set. This also comes from creator Alaterial. You might remember them from the female minifigure set. And this one did very well because it was based on a popular TV show. Nowadays, this is an extremely valuable set. And I think, again, they stayed fairly faithful. Like, I'm just looking at a couple of these decorations up here. Some of the comic books. The figures, they changed, I guess, a little bit. But, yeah, they stayed fairly faithful to most of these. Here we have the Wall-E. So it looks like they scaled this one up a bit, but I think both the designer for the original and the designer for the official project did a fantastic job. Like, it really captures the essence of this. Interesting, yeah, I guess. This is set 21303. This is still one of the first ones with the new number at the top, and another very clever build. Here we had the Doctor Who. And one thing I found interesting while I was doing the research for these is that a lot of these ideas got turned into LEGO Dimensions characters. Now, I haven't spoke much about LEGO Dimensions, but I will get to that in future videos. We have so much to talk about, honestly. They actually did a really good job on the artwork for this. Here's what the set looked like. It was somewhat similar. I am really not familiar with Doctor Who universe. I know a little bit, and it seems that the Doctor number is different. This guy looks to be a bit older, and his assistant also looks to be different. So that's interesting. I think the setting, the police box, and I don't even know what that is. I guess the generator or whatever it is. Sorry guys, I don't know this is different. I recognize the Daleks. Those are pretty popular, but really cool set actually. This one comes from the fairly famous and popular JK Brickworks. He's also a fairly successful YouTuber, and he seems like a really cool person. I think he's actually created 2 projects. This one and then the, what is it called? The pop-up book, I believe. I think that was in collaboration with another builder as well. But this was a very, very simple but clever and elegant build. So it's quite simple. I think those are tires there. And you rotate them, and the maze pretty much goes up and down. You move the ball from the beginning to the end. It's fun, easy, simple, and foolproof, really. So I thought that was a super cool project he put together. So I think when they actually built it, they changed that from a tire to a gear. Otherwise, they stayed fairly faithful. I don't think there were any big differences to this. I did think this was like a really interesting, novel sort of build. Not sort of thing we usually see. Here we have the Beatles, Yellow Submarine. I also think they stayed fairly consistent. One big thing I did notice is that they rounded it off a lot more, right? I'm not saying this is super blocky, but when you compare it to this is like super rounded, right? Everything about this is just round. So compared to that, I do think that the hairstyles were really interesting here. They did actually capture all 4 of the members. I think it's interesting that finally in 2020 they came back to all of this and they recreated another set based on the Beatles, so I thought that was very nice. The minifigures obviously are different. I think they used yellow skin tone. They changed that to be, I guess, more accurate to the actual people. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. This is the Catterham. This was a very well done render. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's a real picture or render. That's how good it is. Looks like a really good build. I feel like they did simplify it just a bit. A bit more of a solid, consistent color scheme compared to these. The seats look so nice on that. I really have to say that. Looks like they just chose to include one instead of two, and I completely understand that. It ended up being a fairly large build, 771 pieces. Yet another Lego Dimensions theme, or I guess really this came before, but Adventure Time. This came with a ton of buildable figures, and I know a lot of y'all are Adventure Time fans in the Lego community, so if you are, that's super cool. It looks like a pretty cool set. Again, looks like they have stayed fairly consistent. I mean, obviously they always put their own little Lego touch on these sets, but usually they stay fairly consistent. This is the Apollo 11. I don't know. It says Apollo 11. I guess the NASA Apollo Saturn V. That's what they're saying here. Huge set, 1969 pieces, $120. Super, super popular. As you know, it was re-released, but I have counted that as a different entry, so we'll talk about that later. Super cool box art, and fairly consistent. I was actually working on a baseball bat mock the other day. I'll talk more about that another time. And I realized how challenging it is to create good curves in Lego. Unless you use a pre-made brick, it's quite challenging. And it's really commendable that the builder was able to do that so well. Not only that, but molding and moving seamlessly from one to the next. So really quite commendable. I wonder if that is actually included with the set. I haven't built this, so I don't know. Interesting stuff. And here, I have to say it now, because if I don't, I'll feel bad. This is probably my most desired Lego set ever. I never got the chance to pick this up, and to this day I feel bad. It's like $300 or something on the aftermarket. I don't know if it's worth it. Now that I have been monetized on the YouTube channel, it is so tempting. I might save up and just go ahead and buy this. It's such a cool set. I just love everything about this. The color scheme, the name, the box art, just all of it is very, very well done. I think the builder is a genius. They did a great job. So awesome. I know I'm super biased, but it is a really cool thing. I know they made some small minor adjustments, but I think the essence, the heart of this was captured very well and only made better really by the designers. Here we have 21311, and we're very rapidly coming to the future. As you noticed probably in the past, the frequency with which these sets were released was much less than what it is now. We have so many more projects coming in nowadays, and I think it's interesting to see the fact that 22 projects were released 2008 to 2018, and then 22 projects have been released 2008 to present. Anyways, this is Voltron, another set with a really cool box art. Like, the box art on these sets is really, like, amazing, in my opinion. I did not pick up this set. I am not a fan of Voltron. To be 100% honest, I haven't even heard of Voltron before this came out. Sorry if I have offended anyone. Looks like a really cool set. It reminds me of, I think, Power Rangers? Those are the sort of things I grew up around. A really like cool set. I mean, I wish I had better adjectives for this, but I think the functionality these turn into lions, that's super creative. This is another space related build, but a very important and a very cool one. This is the Women of Science, featuring I think 5 characters, or well, not characters, these are 5 real people. It seems that they only used 4 on the real one. I wonder why they excluded one. But I think this is a super cool idea, celebrating the women of NASA. Although it is sort of specific, I think it's a very cool project, and looks like a fun build. I think it must be pretty fun to have your own, to have yourself as a little minifigure. Here is set 21313. This is, I think, Jake Sadovich. Once again, the set was re-released, but that will be covered later on. I actually am looking at that. I wonder what piece that is over there. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. You can see that there's a pretty big difference in the actual shaping, although the idea is very similar. The base and the ship inside. I know they did make a couple of changes, but I think this was all good. I mean, Lego Ideas in the name and its essence is really just providing ideas and creative things for the Lego team to work with. And I think they did a great job with that. Definitely a very, very good display piece in anyone's house. I mean, this is something that you can put up and make a really nice display, right? I mean, something like this, no offense, but I don't know if this would make the best display piece, you know? That being said, this is an amazing set. I think this is so cool how they captured the light element is like amazing. Even though there's no light in the set, just the neon and the trans pieces makes it feel like, yeah, there's life. The flag at the end, all of that. Super neat set. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the first 22 projects. I will be covering the last 22 in the video on the 29th. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you think. I look forward to talking to you soon, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.